Good morning, students. In the last class, we had started with examples on electromagnetic wave in perfect dielectric. In continuation with that, let us take up one more example. A 15 gigahertz plane wave traveling in a medium has an amplitude E naught is equal to 20 volt per minute. Find phase velocity propagation constant and impedance. Assume epsilon r is equal to 2 and mu r is equal to 5. Right? It's a clear-cut problem. A 15 gigahertz plane wave. So here f is given. F is 15 gigahertz. Right? 15 into 10 raised to 9 hertz. 15 gigahertz. And they have given the amplitude. It is 20 volt per meter. Amplitude of the plane wave is given as E naught is equal to 20 volt per meter. They have asked to calculate phase velocity that is V, propagation constant, right, that is gamma, and impedance, that is eta. We have to find out these parameters. Let us assume that the medium is lossless medium. Assuming medium is lossless medium. So if medium is lossless medium, then the conductivity sigma is equal to 0. Conductivity sigma will become equal to 0 for lossless medium. Phase constant beta is given by beta is equal to omega into square root of mu epsilon. So that will be omega is 2 pi f into square root of mu epsilon. Mu is mu naught mu r into epsilon is epsilon naught epsilon r. Right? Epsilon naught epsilon r. So beta is equal to omega into square root of mu epsilon, that is 2 pi f into square root of mu naught mu r into epsilon naught epsilon r. So if you substitute all the values, right, all the values of EF, we substitute all the values here, then we get the value of the beta. So beta will be equal to F is 15 to 10 raised to 9, mu naught is 4 into 10 raised to minus 7, mu r is 5, epsilon naught is 8.854 into 10 raised to minus 12, right, and epsilon r is 2. So substituting these values here, so what are the values that we have substituted? So we have substituted mu naught is equal to 4 pi into 10 raised to minus 7, right, then mu r is given 5, epsilon naught is 8.854 into 10 raised to minus 12, epsilon r is given as 2. So if substitute these values, then we get beta is equal to 994.136 radians per meter. Now propagation constant gamma that is given by alpha plus j beta. Alpha plus j beta. So we know that for lossless medium alpha is equal to 0. Therefore gamma will be equal to simply j beta. J beta. So that is nothing but J 994.136. So how to calculate this? J 994.136, right? So it is 994.136 J. So here keep the calci in complex mode, that is 2. Okay, then here it is 994.136 I, okay, is equal to then shift r angle theta is equal to, so 994.136 will be the magnitude. So what is the magnitude here? It is 994.136. What is the angle? Shift equal to, so what is the angle we are getting? 90 degrees. So it is 90 degrees. So this is meter raised to -1 per meter, propagation constant. Next part of the problem, velocity of propagation. Velocity of propagation, v is given by c divided by square root of mu r epsilon r, that is 3 into 10 raised to 8 divided by square root of 5 into 2. Mu r and epsilon r are given. This comes out to 0.9486 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. 0.9486 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. Next, third one, intrinsic impedance. Intrinsic impedance. So if you want to calculate the intrinsic impedance, then intrinsic impedance is given by, so eta, intrinsic impedance eta is given by eta is equal to square root of mu upon epsilon, that is equal to square root of mu naught mu r divided by epsilon naught epsilon r. So this I can write it as square root of mu naught upon epsilon naught into square root of mu r upon epsilon r. Okay, so this is square root of mu naught upon epsilon naught is eta naught, right? This into square root of mu r upon epsilon r. So what is the value of eta naught? Eta naught we have already calculated by substituting the values of mu naught and epsilon naught. That comes out to 120 pi into square root of mu r by epsilon r, that is 5 by 2. So the answer is 596.0753 ohms. 596.0753 ohms. This is the value of the intrinsic impedance. Fine, students. So like this we have calculated the various parameters of the plane wave traveling in a medium. Okay, so this is all about the problems. Next we will take one more topic here, that is one more topic here. Pointing vector and Poynting theorem. Pointing vector and Poynting theorem. Poynting theorem. Okay, Poynting vector and Poynting theorem. We know that electromagnetic waves, they propagate from transmitter to receiver. As they propagate from transmitter to receiver, they carry some information or energy, right? They carry the information from transmitter to the receiver. So if we consider the electromagnetic wave, then it consists of E bar, it is electric field, and H bar, that is magnetic field. So these two fields are mutually perpendicular to each other. The unit of E bar is that that is ampere per meter, and that is unit of E bar. Okay, it is volt per meter, and unit of H bar, that is unit of H bar magnetic field, is measured in ampere per meter. So here this Poynting theorem helps us to find out the speed at which the energy is transmitted from transmitter to a receiver by the electromagnetic wave. If we take the product of E bar and H bar, if we take the product of E bar into H bar, so that is volt per meter into ampere per meter. So this comes out to volt ampere upon meter square. So volt ampere is watt, so watt upon meter square. Watt upon meter square. So this watt upon meter square is nothing but watt per unit area. This quantity is called as power density. This quantity is called as power density. Power density. Fine. So if E bar and H bar are the vectors, right, then how to find the power density? How to find the power density? If you want to find the power density, then whether we have to take the dot product or the cross product. So if you want to find the, that is power density, whether we have to go for dot product or cross product. If we take the dot product, then we'll get only the scalar quantity, because we know that the dot product always results in a scalar quantity. But the